Hey guys, this is another video for Japanese people who speak English with foreigners. And again, we're going to be talking about cultural differences when we speak English with foreigners. And today's topic is speaking directly. So by this I mean when we say something in English with a foreigner, it's usually best to say exactly what we mean. So, for example, yes or no. So I'll give you some simple examples. Maybe one example is of the cultural difference is if I have a friend Yoshi and I'm a Japanese person and Yoshi comes to my house or Yoshi comes to my office many times, and every time Yoshi comes to my office I say to him, would you like tea? And he says, yes please, or hi onegaishimasu, and I give him tea every time he comes to my office or my house. And then later his friend tells me that Yoshi doesn't like tea. Now if Yoshi is Japanese and I am Japanese, I will think that Yoshi is very polite, won't I? I'll think, oh, Yoshi's very polite, that was really good. If Yoshi is Japanese and I am a foreigner and we are communicating in English and he comes to my business or my house regularly and I say, Yoshi, would you like tea? And he says, yes please, and this happens many times, and then somebody tells me that Yoshi doesn't like tea, my feeling is I can't trust him. And many foreigners would be the same. Many English-speaking foreigners would be the same. The style of communication is different. And sometimes we will say something that maybe isn't true. So if our girlfriend or our wife asks us a question about her clothes and says, does this look okay? Of course we will always say yes. So sometimes we do the same thing. If we go to somebody's house for dinner and they give us some dinner and we don't like it very much, but maybe we say, oh, it was very good. So sometimes we do that. But usually it's better to be honest. So for example, for Yoshi, coming every time and would you like tea? Yes please. And he really doesn't like tea very much at all. He doesn't like it. It's better to say, oh, I don't usually drink tea. Do you have coffee? And then the foreigner says, oh yes, yes I have coffee, no problem. And to the foreigners, if Yoshi always says yes please and always drinks tea but he really doesn't like tea, it makes us feel we can't trust him. Because usually when we speak English, the meaning is clear. The meaning is what it is. We don't have to read behind the words. Usually we don't have to read behind the words. The words have the meaning. So, and because that is true, most foreigners, if somebody is not honest with them, after that they can't trust them. So it might be a small topic like tea or something simple, but for a foreigner it's like, if he will not tell me the truth about tea, maybe he won't tell me the truth about many things. And our relationship with Yoshi becomes weaker. So my meaning is, if you are speaking with foreigners, it's usually better to be politely honest. So, would you like tea? Oh, I don't usually drink tea. Do you have coffee? Is an okay question. It's an okay question. And for the foreigner, that will make them feel closer to you. So by being honest in a conversation in English with foreigners, usually by being honest, it can make our communication better. Many times, if we are not honest, it can make our communication worse. And it can make a relationship with the foreigner, so maybe business relationship or maybe just a friend relationship, it can make it weaker. And it can make the relationship, it can damage the relationship, it can make the relationship not so good. So it's always better to say yes or no. So I know it's difficult for most Japanese people. Usually we don't do that. You know, if somebody asks us a difficult question, do you like natto? Natto, そう難しいですね is a good example. In English, in English to say, oh, natto is difficult, it's really not enough. It's really not enough. And in business, I've seen this in business, doing business with Japanese companies. And I ask them a question, can you do this? And they say, that is difficult. And I understand that their meaning is no, because I live in Japan. But to many foreigners who don't live in Japan, if you say it's difficult, they hear it's difficult. They don't hear it's impossible. They don't hear muri. They don't hear dekinai. They hear muzakashi. And it's difficult. They hear it's difficult, and they think, okay, so it's possible. Kiro muzakashi. So that's what they hear. They hear it's difficult, but you can do it. So if you say to a foreigner, is it okay if I do this? And you know, if a foreigner says to you, is it okay if I do this? And you say, oh, it's difficult, they'll say, oh, okay, and they'll do it. Is it okay if you wear shoes? If the foreigner says to you, can I wear shoes on the tatami? And you say, oh, it's difficult. Maybe they'll do it because you didn't say no. So that's why it's much better to be direct. Is it okay if I wear shoes on the tatami? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry, but no, we don't wear shoes on the tatami. Very clear. Very clear. Because it's different culture, it's different style of communication. In Japanese, usually people are listening to the different style and they can understand the meaning. Somebody says it's difficult, we understand the meaning is dame, don't do it. So we understand in Japanese, but in English it's different style. They need to hear yes or no. And you'll be admired. If you are not honest in communication in English, people won't trust you so much and they won't feel so close to you. People who are honest in English, usually we admire them. And you will hear people say, I like him or I like her, she is a straight shooter. Straight shooter, bang bang. And it means honest. And we like it. Oh, she is a straight shooter. Oh, I like him, he is a very honest person. I like him, he always tells me what he thinks. And we like it. Of course, it's important to be polite. Oh, I'm very sorry, but you can't wear shoes on the tatami. It is okay. But straight and honest is the most important. More videos coming soon.